Okay, here's the deal. If you're in a job search or you think you might be soon, one thing that people often wait to the last minute to do is get stellar references. So we know that over 90% of employers check references, usually more than one. So we want to make sure that we have great ones because, quite honestly, a neutral reference is a bad reference. So if you're in a job search or think you're going to be starting a job search, one of the first things you want to think about is who can I offer as a reference? You probably won't need to do this until you're at the final stages, but the process might move quickly and you don't want to surprise the people that you're going to ask. So think about who you've worked with in the past, who has a good sense of your work. Maybe there's somebody who has worked with you on projects that are very relevant to the specific job you're applying to. Could be former bosses, could be former bosses of bosses, could be former colleagues or people you've worked on projects with, maybe even people you volunteered with, maybe faculty if you have recently graduated from a program and you did some work with the faculty. So there's a lot of people that can be included on this list. Obviously, you want to avoid, general friends and relatives, but you do want to have at least 3 solid references because now that it's difficult to be interviewing in the office, we're seeing that employers are actually checking 2 and sometimes 3 and sometimes even asking for 4 references. Usually they'll be okay if you get a couple in there who are saying positive things and who are familiar with your work. But just think about this because it's something that you actually can exert a lot of control over, meaning that you can pick people who are most relevant. You can pick people who are going to speak to certain projects that are going to help you get the job, and you can even prep them. You could say, during my interviews, they're asking me a lot about this type of work, and if you can be sure to mention that, that would really help me because I know that they're looking for that quality in their next candidate. So do your homework. Also, when you get the request for the references, something else you want to do is make it really easy for the employer to get in touch with these references. So give them a number of different ways to reach out, maybe an email, maybe a cell phone, and then ask your references what the best days and times are to be connected to the HR people so that you can give that information to the company and hopefully make that facilitation of outreach and connection much more smooth so that things progress and they're able to get in touch. So those are a couple of things to think about when it comes to references. But if you are in any type of job search, know that you're going to be asked for them at some point before you get the job, and you want to make sure you're thinking about this so that you can both be respectful to your references and give them time to prepare, share your resume with them, share the job that you're applying to so they have all the information, but also so that you can be ready to give that employer that information when they're ready so you can speed the process and get that offer.